Week 4 of the NFL season has come to an end, and with it, the first quarter of the NFL season. Already, I know, that's crazy. And this week, we had some decent matchups, some pretty good games, some pretty big upsets. I think it was a pretty good week for the NFL. A week that was a little bit hard to predict, in my opinion. And let's start off with the Thursday Night Football game, the Eagles versus the Packers. This one was a very good game. Like, one of the best Thursday Night Football games in a while. One of the best ones that I can remember. This one was competitive from the very start. I feel like, well, the Packers did go up, 13-0, but the Eagles came storming back, and it was kind of a back and forth game. Ended up coming down to the Packers being in scoring range, literally right there, at the 2-yard line. But then Aaron Rodgers throws a pick. Why in the world would you not run the ball? The Seahawks learned that lesson the hard way in the Super Bowl, and the Packers ended up taking an L because of that play. And I feel like every fan that was watching the game kind of took an L because we were kind of robbed of free football overtime. If the Packers convert there, we go to overtime, and it was already a good game, and what a better way to end it than for it to go to overtime. But no, instead, let's throw the football, and it gets picked off, and no overtime for us. Alright, the next game. Redskins at Giants. Giants won 24-3. The Redskins, yikes, man. Case Keenum sucked. He got benched for Dwayne Haskins, but unfortunately, Dwayne Haskins sucked too. I guess he just isn't ready yet, and that sucks because after last week, I was calling for Dwayne Haskins, but I guess he just isn't ready. And I feel like most people were already asking for Dwayne Haskins, but we saw a little glimpse of him, and yeah, he's clearly not ready. But the Giants, though, they've won 2 in a row with Daniel Jones, so let's see what the Giants can do down the stretch, man. Next game, Chargers at Dolphins. Chargers won this one 30-10. Dolphins were actually competitive in the first half, similar to the Cowboys game from last week, but then the Chargers just ended up, putting them out of their misery. The Chargers are clearly the better team. The Dolphins, they're in tank mode, and yeah, they lost. Dolphins fall to 0-4. Chargers get back to 500 at 2-2. Next game, here's one of these upsets. The Raiders versus the Colts. Raiders win this game 31-24. I was honestly not expecting the Raiders to go into Indianapolis and take down the Colts. I didn't trust their offense. I didn't trust their defense. I just don't trust the Raiders in general. But the Raiders, they went in there and they stopped Marlon Mack, given, T.Y. Hilton was out for the game, so that could be a reason why the Raiders were able to win the game. But still, injuries, in my opinion, they really shouldn't be an excuse. But the Raiders, man, they get to 2-2. Kind of surprised me, honestly, because I had the Raiders being 0-4 at this point in the season. And the Colts are at 2-2, kind of where I had them at. Now, for the next game, Panthers at Texans. If you saw my recap video, you already know how I feel. Again, this one was another upset. I didn't think the Panthers could go in there into Houston and take down the Texans, but the Texans just didn't show up to this game. I guess they completely overlooked the Panthers, and the Panthers took advantage of that, and they ended up winning the game. Next game, man. This one was probably one of the more exciting games of the week. wouldn't be shocked if this one ended up being one of the Game of the Year candidates. Chiefs at Lions. Chiefs ended up winning this game 34-30. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch this game. I was stuck watching the terrible Texans take on the Panthers. And it kind of sucks, man. I was not expecting the Lions to get into a shootout with Patrick Mahomes. In fact, the Lions held Patrick Mahomes without a touchdown. Keep in mind, the Lions were without star corner Darius Slay. So that's pretty impressive in my opinion. But I didn't watch the game, so I don't know. I heard the Lions got robbed in this game. There was some bad officiating going on, and it ended up costing the Lions pretty big. And you know what? Even though I didn't see it, I actually believe it, because the Lions are one of those teams that are always getting screwed over by the refs. And how do I know? Well, the Texans one time ago screwed the Lions over in that Thanksgiving game with the Justin Forsett 80-yard touchdown run. So, yeah, the Lions are always getting screwed over by the refs. So, even though I didn't see it, I don't know if it's true, I believe it. Lions always getting screwed over, so yeah. But still, though, the Lions, they're 2-1-1. Their loss came to the Chiefs, a team that's considered a Super Bowl favorite. 2 of their wins came against the Chargers and Eagles, 2 playoff teams. So I think it's time to start taking these Detroit Lions very seriously, because they're not just beating up on scrubs. They're going toe-to-toe and even beating some playoff teams. Pay attention to the Lions. Next game, Patriots at Bills. Patriots won this one 16-10. This game was way closer than I imagined. Way closer. And even though I love the Bills' defense, even though I thought the Bills had one of the best defenses in the league, I think I still underrated them. The Bills held the Patriots to 16 points. 16 points. Brady probably had his worst game in his career. Keep in mind, Josh Allen turned the ball over like 4 times. The Bills held the Patriots to 16 points, while their quarterback turned the ball over 4 times. That's unheard of. I didn't think these Bills were legit, but maybe we should start paying attention to them, because that defense is nasty. Very good defense. I think that defense can legitimately carry them to the playoffs. Josh Allen, still don't like him, but if he can just be a game manager and let his defense win him the games, then this Bills team, it's going to be hard to play against them come December or January if that defense keeps on playing how they're playing, because what they did to Tom Brady and that Patriots offense, like, you don't ever see that, you know? So that's crazy. Completely underestimated the Bills as a team. And even though I thought highly of their defense, it's way better than I thought. Next game, Browns at Ravens. The Browns won 40-25. This is crazy, man. Was not expecting the Browns to go in there into Baltimore and take down the Ravens. I thought the Ravens were going to win that one pretty easily, but Nick Chubb decided to put his team on his back, and yeah, he had a crazy good game. And Lamar Jackson these past 2 weeks has looked like running back version Lamar Jackson, meaning he's been unable to be an efficient passer. So, I don't know. Lamar Jackson was good the first 2 weeks, but these last 2 weeks hasn't really looked as good as he did those first 2 weeks. Next game, Titans at Falcons. Titans won 24-10. Mariota had like one of his best games in his career. The Titans defense completely dominated that Falcons offense. And in my prediction video, I said that the Titans were going to lose, but I also said that this is one of those games that pretty much everyone expects the Titans to lose, but they somehow find a way to win, and that's exactly what they did. The Titans just do that, man. I don't know how they do it, but they just do that. Next game, Buccaneers at Rams. Man, I wish I could have watched this game, but no one was expecting the Buccaneers to go into LA and drop 55 points on the Rams. After the first 2 weeks of the season, I gave up on Jameis Winston. I was like, man, Bruce Arians, I love him, but yeah, there is no way he fixes Jameis Winston. Week 3 and 4, Jameis Winston has been playing very well. And he outdueled Sean McVay. The Buccaneers defense, like, they got a bunch of turnovers. I believe like 3 or 4. And let's talk about Jared Goff. Jared Goff has been playing pretty bad this season. And it goes back to, I guess you could say, the playoffs of last year. Goff hasn't been playing well. Maybe he got figured out. I don't know, but yeah, I think the Rams might not be who everyone thought they were. I don't think the Rams are Super Bowl contenders. You allow the Buccaneers to put up 55 points on your head? Yeah, not a good sign. And then Jared Goff struggling as well? Yeah. Next game, Seahawks at Cardinals. The Seahawks won 27-10. I mean, it's what I expected. I expected the Seahawks to go in there and just win this game. In my opinion, this game was a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought the Seahawks struggled quite a bit, even though the scoreboard says they won by 17. I think they should have done better. Next game, Jaguars at Broncos. Leonard Fournette and Gardner Minshew had a great game, especially Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette had like 220-something rushing yards. So it looks like Leonard Fournette is back to his rookie form, and Gardner Minshew continues to be this weird sensation. I don't know if he's legit, man. We'll see as the weeks pile on. But even though the Jaguars are in our division, I kind of hope he's legit, man. He's like a good story. It's hard to root against him, you know? So, who knows? But regardless of the Jaguars won, Broncos fought at 0-4, and the Jaguars are in a 4-way tie on top of the AFC South. The next game, Vikings at Bears. Bears won 16-6. I mean, it's what I expected. Didn't expect Kirk Cousins to go into Chicago and do anything. Kirk Cousins, terrible quarterback. And I feel like it was shown. Frustration is building in Minnesota right now. You have Adam Thielen calling out pretty much everyone like, oh, you know, we need to go deep more often and stuff like that. So, yeah, Trubisky did get hurt. He's going to be out for a few weeks with something with his shoulder. So I think that's good for the Bears, even though it might sound messed up. Trubisky's a terrible quarterback. I think Chase Daniel might be a better option. Next game, Cowboys at Saints. Saints get the upset here. They end up winning 12-10. Then they scored a touchdown, but they still somehow found a way to win. Held Ezekiel Elliott to like less than 50 yards. Made Dak Prescott look like the old Dak Prescott from last year and previous years, you know, just average at best. And the Saints somehow found a way to get a win. They're currently 3-1. They've won 2 games in a row with Teddy Bridgewater starting at quarterback. So Bridgewater's doing his job, managing the games, keeping the Saints afloat until Brees gets back. Next game, the Monday Night Football game, Bengals at Steelers. Steelers won 27-3. Bengals are a mess. I don't even know where they're going, honestly. They're a complete mess. The Steelers actually looked pretty decent. You know, Connor and Samuels led the way. Their defense dominated the Bengals, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't really have anything more to say about this game. It's a game between two teams that are 0-3, so don't really care about them. I think both teams are going to not make the playoffs, so yeah. But that's all I have for you guys for today. Comment down below your own opinions on week 4 of the NFL season, and yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.